paper is going to be having two sections. It has section A and section B. Section A will deal with what we call legal writing. So we will first deal with legal writing so that we understand how do we do this paper, what are the contents, how do we answer. Okay, this is the simplest paper. It can take you a maximum of 40 minutes to understand what you're supposed to do. You enter that paper, you write and come out. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. So, legal writing. When you are covering legal writing, first ask yourself, who does the legal writing? Legal writing is done by two persons, that is lawyers and advocates. Lawyers and advocates. But before you deal with it, ask yourself, these lawyers and these advocates, what documents do they write? Because in legal writing, we have the different categories of documents. And these were your topics. So what documents do lawyers write? The first category of documents that are written by lawyers and advocates are known as transactional documents. So you ask yourself, what are transactional documents? What are their contents? Okay, so transactional documents, these are documents that basically affect an interest of someone. They are transferring your interest to some other person. An example of this, we have a gift deed. Okay, a gift deed. Then another one, we have agreements. Whether it's the sale agreement, whatever agreement you know, it is a transactional document. So these documents we write, we the lawyers and advocates, the way we write these documents, we fail to effectively communicate, because the essence of all these documents, we are communicating something. But in the communication we are dealing with, we tend to find a hard time when we are passing on the information we need to that person because of the different problems we shall see. Okay? Then the second type of documents we have are legislations. Under these, we have what we call penal provisions. Penal provisions. So you first ask yourself, what is a penal provision? What are the contents of a penal provision? Okay. Penal provisions, these are types of legislations that restrict certain actions, or they create offenses. Because once you are restricted on doing something and you do it, it creates an offense. Okay. Then let's look at the characteristics of these penal provisions. Okay. Someone with the penal code. So before you go tomorrow, look at that penal code. Just pick one section you feel you're comfortable with it. Answer, help me with one. Okay, it's there. Okay, you read it. You see how it is structured. By the end of this session, you'll be able to understand why the penal code is in this format. Okay. So characteristics of a penal provision: one, every penal provision should have a title. Okay, should have a title. Let me give you an example here. I want the provisions that we are used to. We have section 188. You see, it has the title. The title is called murder. So every penal provision should have a title. Okay. Then Another characteristic, it should be numbered. Notice that it has a number. Section 188. Okay. Then let's use this other example. Then also it should have a subject. A subject is someone who should obey this law. Okay. Someone who should obey the law. And now, when you're dealing with the subject are humans, but we are divided into two. We have male and female. Whenever you are dealing with the subject, there are things you should put into consideration. The section you are drafting should be gender sensitive, because Article 21, all persons are equal before the law. So when you are drafting this penal provision, make sure you are not leaning on one side, as the former Section 4 of the Divorce Act, which said that a man can divorce on the following grounds. So that means women had no right to divorce. So that provision had the issue of gender sensitivity. So when you are dealing with subject, that's why all the provisions you see here, they say any person, anyone. Why? Any person is inclusive of a male and a female. So whenever you find a section which has any man, it is gender, so it is null and void, it should be challenged. Okay? Then after the subject, it should be paragraphed. Okay? When you look at 191 of Malice Aforethought, you see it has 91A B. Okay? It should be paragraph, because if you make it as a whole, when it is one paragraph, it is hard to comprehend. Okay? It will be hard to comprehend. Okay? Then another one, it should have a sanction. You are creating an offense, but if you don't create an offense, trust me, don't do that. If you don't tell this kid what will happen, this person will not understand the problem. Okay? So create an offense. If it is committed, create a sanction. And then it should also be easy to comprehend. It shouldn't be ambiguous. Have you ever read this section? What's the meaning of this section? You look at it, you read from the beginning up to the end, you remain the same. Okay? So that means that provision is ambiguous. It is hard to deal with. So under such circumstances, you should be able, okay, to deal with it rightly. Okay? So now, when you look at those, a question on the penal provision will come when all these are not there. They just ask you, what is wrong with above provision? You outline this. Part B, redraft it into a proper provision. You solve these problems. You give it a title, give it a number, you paragraph, you solve the gender sensitivity, you put commas where they are required, and you get your 25 marks. Simple like that. We are going to do an example. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so then another document with draft. Another document with draft is legal memorandum. A legal memorandum. So now you ask yourself, a legal memorandum is yes. Okay, so legal memorandums and legal opinions, they are almost the same. So now, I'm being honest with you. The hardest number to do is a legal memorandum and a legal opinion.
What is it?
You know what? That number, it always comes when you have to deal with a problem. But the problem always is matters
I want to
of
bring
law.
new furniture. But for
Always.
now, let's use this.
So what happens?
I want to get some two chairs.
If you don't know that law, you cannot risk it. They can bring a problem on the Children's Act. They bring a problem from the Companies Act. So if you don't know that particular field, don't risk, because you'll get stuck in the middle. You're going to be doing two numbers, but both numbers are compulsory. You don't have an option. That's the worst part of it. But if it comes, we face it. We have no option. Okay? But that number is always in this paper, but it has a legal problem. So you have to read the law concerning that problem. If you enter that exam when you don't know that particular legal field, please. Yes. Okay? So we just pray that it doesn't appear. Okay? So how do we write a legal memorandum or this legal opinion? So when you look at legal memorandums, it is you who is being instructed, addressing it to someone. Okay? So the first thing you do to own your legal opinion, because it is yours in your understanding. Okay? It is yours. So how do you address it? In most cases, they give you a question where you are coming from a particular department, either a legal department of a certain institution addressing your subordinates or your bosses on a particular legal matter. So how do you do this? You first create your address. So you're looking at contents of a legal memorandum or a legal opinion. Okay, so one, you first create your address as you. Okay, that is the address of the addressor. Okay, but mark this is an exam. Your name should not appear anywhere. Don't forget that. No, your registration number, registration number should appear up there. But when you are answering, don't risk. Okay, mark that. So yes, if the question says you write as you, but don't include your name on the address of the addressor. That's why they always give you a law firm, You use the address of that law firm. You just append your signature down. Okay. Now, after the address of your address, then you put the address of the addressee. Okay. Then we look at the salutation. Okay. Salutation, dear sir, stroke, madam, whatever the case may be. Okay. Then the subject matter, with some kind of call it reference. The subject matter. What are you writing about? You say read legal opinion in regards to the matter of this and this. Legal memorandum in regards to this and this. That's the subject matter you are going to address. Okay. So now, after that, you see the way you write your workshops? It's the same way you should proceed. The first one, instead of brief facts, you say my understanding of the facts or my understanding of the problem, because they don't want you to say brief facts, what and have you. Okay, you say my understanding of the problem. What have you captured from the problem that you're going to address? Okay, if you've understood the problem, then laws to be referred to. So in your research, the laws you're going to refer to what you call law applicable. Okay. Then after looking at the law applicable, you come and tell us what you call issues. You say matters to be resolved. You give them to us. Okay. Then you start what you call resolution. But now that resolution, okay, deals with the content you are writing about. So that means you know the law. Now you're going to start giving them the content. Okay, but that content needs when you really know the law. We are going to read the question here. You will see. They wanted you to address dowry and the marriageable age. So if you left your family law in Oros, what if you enter and it's what you are addressing? Will you just move out? You left your civil. They tell you to write a legal opinion on summons for directions. Nothing. You go with your head and the Holy Spirit. Okay. So let's go on. Okay. So then after that, okay, you go for what we call conclusion and recommendation. You go for conclusion and recommendations. Because the reason why that problem is that it requires something to be done. So you recommend them that according to my analysis, this is the conclusion, and this is what okay. After the conclusion and the recommendations, you date and sign. If you don't sign, that means it's not your document, because it is you writing. Your colleagues went for verification, but some of them can say, yes, I failed. Peaceful. You got the slightest mistake you may not think of, it's what is considered down there. Because they don't want to send out half-baked people. So any slight mistake, even if it's a pleading, you are drafting and you don't include drawn and filed by, I doubt whether it will be marked. Because where will it be served? That's negligence of counsel. They have to punish you for that. So whenever dealing with documentations, be keen, because those are the mistakes lawyers have in drafting. So you see, when it comes to the legal memorandum, okay, and that legal opinion, the biggest challenge with it, understanding the contents. That subject matter, the note, you are going to address that problem. If the question comes and they hit you off track, when you don't know the law, okay, so you just pray that God makes it for you. Okay, but I'm positive. Your paper is going to be simple. Chances are high you're going to do. If they make you did a bill, no sir? You did a bill. Okay, you didn't do drafting of bills. Okay, so if you didn't do the bill, chances are high you're going to redraft. You're going to do a penal provision and then one essay question, problems associated with the drafting. Okay, so now from these documents we've seen that lawyers write. First, then ask yourself, what is the essence of legal writing? What is the essence of legal writing? Okay, what is the essence of legal writing? Why do we write these documents? Okay, why do we write these documents? Has only one simple answer. Okay, for effective communication. For effective communication. So you ask yourself, your demand notices you drafted in orals, okay? Your planes, whatever document you drafted, did you effectively communicate, or you drafted something ambiguous? Okay, so now at the end of the day, because communication is effective if it has achieved its intended purpose. So ask yourself, why do some lawyers fail to effectively communicate? Okay, so this can be referred to problems associated with lawyers in legal writing. If not, they are bars to effective communication by lawyers. And that is the question. It is always, in most cases, the first papers I've seen is number 1. It has A and B. A talks about problems, B how to solve it. Bars to effective communication by lawyers. Why do some lawyers fail to communicate? Okay, some of these problems you also know them, you have them. Okay, but some of them have been changing ever since you joined the bar course. You know, when you're done with undergrad, you may think you've understood the law, yet the law has understood. But when you get here, you say, what have I been doing, to be honest? Okay, so now let's look at this problem. The first problem we have, we are so verbose. Lawyers write a lot. Okay, we are so verbose. It's a very big problem. You know when you're writing, there is that feeling that says, please add on this, add on this, add on this. At the end of the day, you have a document like this, but when the meaning is in one sentence like this, ask yourself why PS have been following with your works you send. You send a workshop of 98 pages. So, when you also, but to be honest, you just get the section the way it is, you copy and paste. Instead of saying that section 188 of the Penal Code Act is the effect that ingredients of murder include one. You list them. For you just copy and paste. You become a boss. The wording is too much. People don't want to read as you think. Even you don't want to read. So for you writing something huge, that's why you've attended Carson Balinda's classes. He can discuss a workshop in 5 minutes. He says, section this says this, report this case and conclude. Are we together? Why? He always tells you, lawyers, be straightforward. But you say, article this says this and this, it was repeated in the case of this and this, furthermore. Okay? So you see, in the case of this, citing without proof, the case of, get out the principle, write it and go. That's what, keep it short and precise. Okay? Because even what you're reading would be good. But that is one of the biggest problems lawyers are associated with. We are so verbose. Then the second problem we have, we are so repetitive. We are so repetitive. Who has ever drafted a sales agreement? Why do you say Rashid? Here in under referred to as the vendor. Here in under. In and then under. But can you be there without using that word? But hands the same. First and foremost. First, then foremost. So what should we take? Is first and foremost, I would like to. They are the same words. Okay? We have someone who says that there is a question I read, it was a transactional document. I know you may have come across that assignment. It's called the orange assignment. Okay? That assignment goes that I, Rashid, here in under referred to as the legal owner of this orange, together with its pulp, seeds, juice, okay, and the fruit itself. I have exclusive possession, powers to dispose of, and any other acts related thereunder. But what am I trying to say? I am the owner of this orange. Okay? My boss, Council Yusuf Mutembe, on his wedding, he said, he was proposing to his wife, he said, okay, my beautiful wife, I do hereby publicly lodge this legal interest, and I hereby withdraw all equitable interest. I therefore declare you as my legal and lawful, underline the word legal and lawful, okay, legal and lawful wife, okay, as herein witnessed by the entire world. It is expressly agreed that it is me and you against the entire. It is the same point, but he was using different. Okay. So when you look at those, we are so repetitive because mwagalo kutisa. Okay. Then the third problem we have, we don't know how to punctuate. Okay. We don't know how to punctuate. Should I make a test suit you see? Okay. We have a lot of punctuation marks. Under what circumstances do we use a semicolon and a colon? You see? Okay. Under what circumstance do we use exclamation marks? You see? So we have a challenge with use of punctuation. You don't know where to put a full stop, where to put a comma. So you just put anything for you feel like. Okay. Then another problem, poor choice of words. Poor choice of words. Now, you see when you're writing a demand notice, first ask yourself, whom am I demanding? You write a demand notice to someone who is nonsense. Okay? Me, if I'm writing to a certain office, which I know I may need at a particular time, I make a good choice of words. I say, we act for and on behalf of our client, Mr. Rashid Sekamwa, on whose instructions we address you as we hereby do. Okay? Hey! Yes, okay. Then I said, it is within your knowledge that your good office entered into a contract of service with our client. Why am I using good office? Because I know it's a government office. Nine, government servant. So, but for you are from the back course, say it is within your knowledge that on the 24th day of April, this and this, you executed the contract with our client and you adamant to refuse to adhere to the same. You are addressing a government entity, mind you. You're warning the government. They will also warn you. Okay? So make the choice of words accordingly. Once you know that get those words, okay? Expect no further reminder. We have further instructions to drag you to courts of law at your own cost and embarrassment. Please adhere without fail. But we have people you won't tell adhere without fail. Because you take that notice, read it and serve it to me. You see whether you read it. But if it is a polite one, yeah, it even creates room for negotiations. We have people they don't threaten. Never. So make your choice of words accordingly. Then another problem we have, not understanding the audience you are addressing. Some of you are going to get done here. People are waiting for 12. They go back in Liantonde. They start threatening the entire village with huge words. Okay? You go home, you tell them, but mom, you also see that is a voluntary assumption of risk. How can you do this? Oh, so you are abusing us. Eh? Why? Know the people you are dealing with. Okay? Reserve some words. You see, how many people understand Council Kasambide's submission? Even some of us, you have to first go to the Latin dictionary. You say, for who? Okay. It says, I can't for who in their court. I say, for who means intervening. Okay, so he was saying, I can't intervene in their matters, but he says, I can't for who in their. So, so you remain. Why? That's why people they just laugh when he's addressed. And when he's talking about a sensitive matter, but the people he's addressing, they don't understand that language. So make your choice of words according to the people you're going to address. So first understand your audience. You as a lawyer, you write a letter to someone in Chiriandongo down there. They don't understand it the same way. So be polite and understand at the same level like them. Play not your vocal. Okay? Then another problem, we have poor styles of writing. Have you realized that if most people have their styles of doing things? Okay? Me, you can send him a plane and tell this plane is from Katende Sempe. This plane is from this law firm. Why? They have their style of doing things. All judges have different rulings. Look at the ruling of Justice Mobile. It can't be the same with Justice Second. Their style is different. So identify your stuff with that style so that you get known because of that. Okay? Once you find an article of IK, that is Isaac Semakade, you can tell that again that you can't stop reading. Okay? Because you know they'll start Joe Wagwan Bombo class. Okay, because that's his mode of address. Whether you like it or not, that's his style. So choose your style so that you get identified and life moves on. Okay? So now look at, you see those problems? The very way those problems are, they can be solved. How? So let's go to how to solve problems associated with legal writing. How do we solve these problems? It's the simplest unit. Okay? One, by practicing. You know why you don't know how to draft? Because you fear drafting. Yeah? But the pressure you had for orals, you could say, cancel it. Let me first land the plane. The Republic of Uganda, the High Court of Uganda. Held and hold. Okay. Held at Kampala, Makini. Civil suit number, this and this. Rashid versus Aisha. Played. Brought under Section 33 of the Judicature Act 98 and the Order 4 and 6 and 7 of the Civil Procedure Rules. No comma. So then the rest, they disappear. You repeat. But the more you practice, the more you get used. Because you've been practicing how to make submissions, that's why you are able now to write. By the time you left undergrad, you are a senior. But because of practice, you have been changing. Yeah? The way we are writing your notes in the first week at the back course is not the same way you are writing now. The answer comes from practicing. So the more you practice, the more you become. It's the first thing. Then another way, it's by making research. By making research. Yeah. You just tell someone, what is fraud? Yes? What is fraud? I thought it's fraud. Yes? Which case defines fraud? Who has separated that case? In that, who was the judge in that case?
It was
So you see, the challenge we have is research. You know what? Everything we do in law has a template. Just what in the group transfer. Anyone with a template of an application for letters of administration, comes. You edit, you put names and the price. You go to court. You say cancel. Anyone with the reply to counterclaim, it comes. Why? That's why lawyers are lazy. Everything we have, it has a template. So it makes us lazy and we don't make research. So cancel. Anyone with submissions or no case to answer, they come. Everything is there. So that has made us not to make research. So you just write anyhow when you are writing. Okay? That's why you saw in your classes, some people, they get work from B4. They are in C4. They on forwarding down here, it has farm B4 and you are in C4. So this farm is changing. Why? You are not, we have issues. Okay, then another way is by ensuring proper punctuation. By ensuring proper punctuation. Because you have issues with punctuation. Okay. proper punctuation. Then another one, by ensuring proper choice of words. Proper choice of words. Then by being brief and straight on point. They told that translate kiss. Keep it short and simple. Okay, brief and on point, but they told you it is called kiss. Keep it short and simple. Okay. Then, by understanding your audience before addressing. Understanding your audience before addressing it. Then, by avoiding being repetitive. Then, by use of pronouns. Pronouns. Use pronouns. Okay. So pronouns have those of singular and plural. So when you are addressing a plural in a plural form, use those of any person, anyone, because it generalizes. Okay. So now we are done with the coverage of legal rights. Yes. This professional conduct. Did you do legal research? No. You did legal research? Yes. You did. Okay. So, what questions should we do? Someone with the question bank? Someone with the question bank of legal writing? I want someone with last year's paper. Okay. I think it's there because I saw that thing, it has it. So we are looking at, okay. Let's look at the question paper of 2020-2021 first intake. Okay. Yes, legal writing. You read number one. I'm not going to answer number one. We've answered it. Okay. That's why I've told you, look at your number one always. It is key. Okay. Even if the paper is hard, number one will never be hard. Okay. It says explain five hindrances of effective communication common to lawyers and in their legal writing. Now you say the paper is hard. Explain 5 hindrances of effective communication common to lawyers in their writing and drafting. That is part A. Then part B, discuss at least 5 ways how lawyers can ensure whatever they write and draft is easily understood by the reader. You see, it is problems associated with lawyers. You give them, then even how they are solved when it is done. Okay, it has 25 marks. Then, number 2, list and explain 5 major considerations a good editing checklist should cover when you're reviewing any piece of legal writing on drafting to ensure that it is ready to be shared with the intended recipient. Exactly, I told you number 1 is always repeated in all the questions. Once you understand number 1 and you do it rightly, number 2 is yours, and number 3 if it is inclusive. Okay. Question 2 says, list and explain 5 considerations on a good editing checklist that to cover when reviewing any piece of legal writing or drafting to ensure it is ready to be shared to the intended recipient. The exact answers. So that what does this mean? That when you are editing a document from a lawyer from the back course, what things should you first highlight? 1, check whether it has no spelling mistakes, whether it has punctuations, whether it is not verbose, whether it is not repetitive. The same problems, you repeat them here, but what matters? How are you going to change the wording? You will find someone, they are the same answers, but the way you bring them differs. Okay? Here, they are talking about a checklist. Okay? Things you should look for in a passage which is sent to you. Okay? They are the same answers, but you just need to polish. Okay? You see, this paper is simple. It has part B. Okay? Okay? Part B says it had 2 numbers, number 1 and number 2. They were both compulsory. So number 2 had that was its part A. Then part B said, study the following letter, study the following demand letter in order to identify and address the legal writing mistakes as required in the question that follow. So what this means, you read this letter, you identify the problems. I assure you, the answers we are going to identify are the problems we've been listing up. There are 2 questions, but they all require the same answers. All require the same. So this one is redrafting, but not a penal provision. Okay? But now this one is a demand. It is a document that we write. Okay? Now I'm going to read it the way it is. It says, we act for and on behalf of our client. What is that? Repetitive. We act for and on repetition. So you get that now, that's 1. Then a demand notice, whom are you demanding? Okay, it is not addressed to anyone. You see, it has no subject because a demand notice should be 2. Okay, then who is writing this demand notice? Yeah, who is writing? It's coming from heaven. It has no address. Okay, it has no address. So now how many problems have identified so far? So when you are writing, you're going to solve those problems. Okay, then we act for and on behalf of our client, Majimoto, our client, comma, Majimoto, comma, on whose express and imperative instructions we now address you as here under disclosed. Okay, look at express and imperative. It is, what's wrong with that phrase? So was it required to include imperative? Okay. Then was it necessary to put express? Because express means writing. You are writing. So why are you telling us express? Okay, you already expressing yourself. Now you're telling us express. Okay, we go on. Okay, then here under disclosed. Here under means content here in. You get it? Now you add on disclosed. You get it? Then let's go. Our client, listen, I'm reading the way it is. Our client have informed us that since last year, you were borrowed from him Uganda shillings 25 million, bona fide on understanding that you would repay the same by the end of January 2022 this year. This year, since then, you have progressively, ambiguously, and persistently, infinitum failed to heed to his pleas to make good of your obligation to repay the said debt, which conduct we deem illegal, ultra-vires, and contrary to the law-making deed actionable for which you are. Now you've seen the another challenge. Okay. So then another challenge you will have poor grammar, because here they're saying that our client have informed us, that is grammar. You say poor grammar. That's another problem. Then you said it's the way I've been reading when I'm not reading. It's the way it is. It has no punctuations. Then repetitiveness as well. To heed, to adhere, to make good of your obligations. It means the same. A bona fide loan. So what do you loan is a bona fide? You get it. Okay. Then actionable and culpable in both civil and criminal sanctions and prosecution, and you are to repay the same to our chambers without further ado, list with unleashed to full legal machinery at our disposal. As so we have also poor choice of words. Okay, so then expect no further reminder. It is not signed. Okay, so you see, now they tell you what is wrong with the above document. You list them. Then they tell you redraft into a better demand notice. You said legal writing is hard. We do another question. Let's do another year. Only one, okay? So that we go to another question. So let's do of 2019, 2020. Okay. Okay. Number one. Listen to number one. Okay. You mark this. Number one says that it has been said that an advocate who cannot draft correct and understandable documents cannot effectively protect clients' rights. How can you, as a lawyer and future advocate, ensure you communicate effectively in your legal draft? The same number one. The same number one here. You see, the same number one is the same number one. Even if we check another year, you'll find that it's the same number one. Okay.
That one, number one was in a provision.
But it was here also. Then another year, it was number two. It says, how can you as a lawyer improve on both transactional documents and legislations? The same now, what does that mean? It doesn't miss. It does not miss. So prepare for it in advance. I'm not saying it's coming. Okay? So prepare extensively. It is okay. Okay? Then, let's do another question. Okay? Yeah, I want us to do one of penal provision. Let's look at 2019-2020 of the supplementary exam. It says, listen, question number 2. Do we have it close with the paper? Okay. Question number 2. Okay. We've dealt with number 1. That's why I can't deal with it again. It has an advocate who cannot draft. That one we know the answers. You just list the problems associated with lawyers and then solve them. Okay. Then question 2. It is a penal provision. Okay. Listen, I'm reading the way it is. You tell me the problems. It is it has 2019 stroke 2020 and 2018-2019 final special and supplementary exam. It was done on 6th December 2021. Okay. It says Everyone who manufactures, fabricates, or produces any chemical or mixture for use as sanitizer and or antibiotic disinfectant detergent shall with leave do or approval of the National Bureau of Standards ensure at all times and without fail that the same is compliant to at least 70% alcohol level list, and wherefore he suffers the due consequences of his misadvised contraventions in monetary terms. That's the way it is. Okay, it is a penal. So now you ask yourself, what are the characteristics of a penal provision? Okay, so you start. It has no, because the question down it says, what is wrong with the above provision? So you look at the provision, it's just a para, just look at it. It has no title, it is not numbered, it's not paragraphed, it has no sanction, 5, it has no subject, it is not punctuated, it is verbose. You get it? Things are very simple. Okay, the reason why I've been reading it when I'm not breathing, because it's the way it is. Imagine you get this penal code when the section is like that on murder. People complain about the RTA. Okay, you get it. Then part B says, redraft the above provision effectively. So whatever problem you've cited, okay, you redraft. So let me do for you this. Okay, you learn from this how to write a penal provision. Okay, you will use that an example of the penal code in your free time. Okay, let's give it a title, because listen, make sure you see, for you to get a good title, it depends what is the subject here in. Okay, what is the subject here in? What are they here? What are they dealing with? Manufacturing of chemicals. But this provision is restrictive in nature. It's restrictive. It is restrictive that you should not do something. Okay, so let's say the subject matter. Okay, so let us give it a title now. From what we've read, what is it restricting? It is restricting us from dealing with chemicals that are not approved by Uganda National Bureau of Standards. So that the title to me, it would be restrictions on manufacturing of disinfectants. Okay, or you say restrictions on disinfectants or silicate, because you're going this, it is restricting. Okay, then give it a section number. Okay, we use 2. This is because this is number 2. You said section 2. It already has the subject, everyone. Okay, but everyone, it sounds funny. Why don't we change it to
Any person.
exactly? Okay, so we say any person, who, okay, so we say, because it says everyone who manufactures, fabricates, or produces any chemical or mixture for use as sanitizer. So what you do, okay, you will say anyone who manufactures any chemical, okay, any chemical shall, or you say shall, you say any person who manufactures any chemical shall not, with approval of National Bureau of Standards, shall, without approval of National Bureau of Standards,
Any person, except with permission of shall not manufacture any physical.
Now you can start it because this what matters, what they are looking for. Are you creating an offense? Okay. Shall.
No person
Mhm.
shall except
Mhm.
with permission of
You continue because we are looking for, because this is art. Okay, it is art. So the way he phrases, the way he phrased the way, that's why when you get the penal code, it is not the same way as the Anti-Corruption Act. You get it? It is not the same way as the wildlife. When you look at what he's doing, okay, deals with what we call strict liability offenses because they don't require. So this section is of a strict liability offense. That's why we are not talking about mens rea. So when you look at the Firearms Act, okay, the Anti-Corruption Act, the Wildlife Act, okay, they deal with such, okay. This provision is an extract from the National Bureau of Standards Act. This, because it is, okay, so they removed what is right and they just made it the way they want. So let's draft, okay. You can say except with permission of National Bureau of Standards, no person shall manufacture any chemical without, you say it's, so what you want, create that offense whether you like it or not, okay. Except so, or no person except with approval National Bureau of Standards shall, okay. Then after, because in that statement you have the word chemical. What amounts to chemical? We have different chemicals. Then the first one had section 2 subsection 1. Then go to section 2 subsection 2. You said for purposes of subsection 1, okay, A, any person refers to 1, a manufacturer of any chemical. Or so you define it because you want to make it understandable to even that person who never went to school like you, okay. So what amounts to chemicals? Say chemicals include 1, sanitizer, disinfectants, spirits, you list, okay. You get it? As you give them numbers, then you go to subsection 3. You say for purposes of subsection 1, any product approved by National Bureau of Standards shall in any visible place have 1, the alcohol content of at least 70%. Then 2, a seal of National Bureau of Standards. Okay. Now you see, we are doing something restrictive that for your shampoo to come out, okay, it should have a certain alcohol content, should have a seal of National Bureau of Standards. So when I am also buying, because the law says in any visible place, I expect at least a paper around that bottle. Okay, that if I buy like this, I say, oh, alcohol content. I'm a Muslim, I can't deal with a product of this content. You take it back. You check, it has no stamp of National Bureau of, because the law puts that restriction. Then after create a sanction. Okay, any person who contravenes this section shall commit an offense and shall be liable on conviction for imprisonment per term not exceeding katiawo. Okay, per term not exceeding 4 years, or a fine not exceeding 100 currency points. Full stop. Question that. Oh, and so on. You see, it depends, but never make a conclusive sanction that a term of imprisonment for 10 years. No. You know why? We set a term not exceeding or a fine not exceeding. We have what we call discretionary powers. So you have to leave court with the discretionary powers to determine. So because if you make a fixed punishment, we have alloctors and mitigation. So will it happen in proceedings? You get it? That's how simple drafting can mean to be. Okay? Very simple. So is it hard? Just look at your penal code if it is not in that format. So what they do, even if you look at all the questions, they are in that format. Trust me. All. For you, what you know, at least you have part A. What problems associated? It has 10 marks. You will get them. You'll get the 10. Then part B has redraft. Don't panic. It has 15. Work for at least 8. If we Gachigani, what do you do? Give it a heading, give it a number, start writing. Create paragraphs. Okay? The way you deem fit. At least you would have solved the heading, the numbering, the paragraphing, and reducing of words. And you go on. Okay? So we pass. Just at least I will have one number I maximize. Then this, okay? So that means 15, 25, 25. Okay? If you get a 20 here, then go to professional conduct, you get a third. Okay? Very simple like that. So it's legal writing hard. Okay? But the reason why you guys see it as hard, you don't practice. And it is the problem you people have. Okay? The reason why everyone is trying to practice accounting and taxation, because they want to have them. But you are in the field where the answers you have, they are on you. But you enter an exam, you get out when you are casting backwards. But you have the answers. You yourself, one, you know, I've not been practicing. That's why I can't write this. But they have told you what problems are associated with lawyers. The exact problems you have there, but even you can't write them. You have them. You know, I don't research, I don't practice. I have issues with grammar. Okay. And they fail cover. But you have the answers. They are on you. And you want and you're looking at your neighbor. They will discipline you. Don't practice examination, malpractice. You have the answers on you for this paper tomorrow. Okay? So don't rush. Any question in legal writing now? So just go, make practice, and life will be simple. Let me see if I have a question on a legal memorandum. I don't have, okay? So, what is happening? Huh? Time management. Okay, so yes. So let's deal with one of the simplest, but it's challenging because of English. Let's go to management skills. Okay, so let's go to management skills. We are having a break of 2 minutes when we are here, so that we switch our minds to management. Okay. break is done. I'll see if also cover that. Yes. Nice. Ask yourself, same how is success? Is it low or zero? Okay, so let's deal with management skills. Okay, so let's go on. Management. Why did you guys cover management in the first place? Oh, you didn't cover management. Now, you see the biggest challenge. You see the biggest challenge within this category of these subjects end without notice. You don't understand whether you guys are in class or you are out. You just find yourself when the question is done. They tell you, we are done with management. When for you had just started the management, when it is getting done. They tell you, we are done with professional conduct. When for you, you've not even started professional. So that is the biggest challenge. That's why people have issues in management. But management is simple, okay? But the biggest challenge with management is that the mode of setting in management is not the usual setting of all exams, okay? Management is a bit complicated for the first reason, English, okay? English disorganizes everything in management. It is so challenging, okay? So what you should be able to appreciate is that it is a bit complicated because of that, okay? So when you are dealing with management, first, because you can't understand management as a question when you don't understand the word management, okay? The reason why these are called legal practice skills, regardless of the legal skills we have, okay, of being an advocate, going to court and what have you. An advocate requires other skills to survive. That's why we have legal practice skills 1 and legal practice skills 2. That's why trial advocacy is independent, because that one is basically something different, okay? It's a skill you already have, so they don't put much emphasis on it. But these two, they are called legal practice skills. You should have a skill of communicating. You should have a skill of behaving professional. That's why those two are together. Legal, profession, and then the second skill you need the skill to manage people. You know why? people are your clients. So if you don't know how to do management, you can't run a law firm. Okay? Then, because the major aim why you came to study law is to get money, you need the skill of accounting and taxation. That's why we have that as a legal practice skill. Because they know once you leave LDC here, you'll never go for management classes. That's why it is here. So those are just other skills we need as advocate. So for today, I want us to look at the skill of management. We are all managers in our different aspects, but we want to be managers who have studied management at the back office. So first things first, ask yourself, what is management? What is management? Okay, what is management? What is management? Whenever you are dealing with these questions, Banan, those definitions, whether you know that you think they are required or not, give them. Management, you have one question. One, you either know or you don't know. One, you have no option. So if it comes and you hit a dead end, I don't know. Just prepare for supplementary. Management, it is one. So you either read and understand and find means of passing. Okay? So let's try to understand this management concept. So what is management? Okay? When you look at management, it has two definitions. Okay? It has as an art and as a science. Don't be hard on yourself. Grasp one. That is so simple for you. Okay? Take an art. Okay? Take an art because it's simple to grasp it. You say management is the art of coordinating resources to ensure efficient and effective achievement of objectives of an entity. Simple as that. Don't waste time. Okay? Coordinating of resources to effectively and efficiently achieve the objectives of an entity. You all have an objective why you are here. That's why you do manage your time. You coordinate your resources so that you achieve the objective, not so. So now, after understanding what is management, ask yourself, who does management? Yes, who does management? Management is done by, so who is a manager? The same definition we just said is a person who coordinates resources. Because we are looking at the simplest ways of understanding, because this is a critical moment. Okay? We want things that are simple, not so. So this is the person who coordinates the resources to ensure effectiveness and efficiency of achieving objectives of. Simple as that. Whenever you are writing a question, give those definitions, because getting that mark is hard. Okay? Then after that, ask yourself, okay, what are the characteristics of a good manager? Can everyone be a manager? Because that person lacks characteristics, okay? These are at times also known as skills, okay? So a good manager should possess a couple of skills. These skills are categorized into how many types? Four. One, we have interpersonal skills. Interperson, as you a person. These interpersonal skills, we don't go to school. They are born. You either have them or you don't have them. One, problem solving. Okay. Then two, listening skills. Then another one. Yes.
Another skill.
And the interperson. Communication, because you can't listen when you can't communicate. Okay. Then another category, the second category, they are known as technical skills. Technical skills are studied and you graduate. Okay. Who has ever gone to UMY? That course is there, not so? Okay. That course is there. Okay. It's one of the, under the technical skills, we have what we call management. Because management is a skill we study. That's why you are studying it at the backwards. So it is a technical skill which is studied. Okay. Then another technical skill is just studied. Yes. Which other skill?
Interpretation.
Look at the courses at UMY. Supervision, we have planning, okay, coordination, all those are studied because there are courses there at UMY. You have to first project management, project planning, okay, accounting, taxation. I'm just giving you examples of technical skills. Accounting skills, taxation skills, planning skills, those are technical. Okay. Yes. Then the third category of these skills, we have what we call conceptual skills. Conceptual skills. Examples of conceptual skills. These are based on concepts. Research. Okay. Don't you research on a concept. Okay. Then another one, figure writing skills. Those, they are based under conceptual. Okay. Under conceptual. Okay. Yeah. Under conceptual, we say we have figure writing, we have research. Those, they based on a particular concept. Then lastly, what's the last category? Okay.
Or human skills.
There are three best types because motivational skills fall under interperson. Motivational fall under interperson. Interperson. Okay. Interperson. Okay. Things that you can do from nowhere. Okay. So now, if a manager doesn't possess those, no. Okay. So now, remember, a manager controls resources, not so? Ask yourself, what are the different resources that these managers coordinate so that we achieve our objectives? Okay. What are the different resources? What are the different resources? The first resources, among these resources, the first one is it is human resource, and it's the major that you guys study unknowing what you call people. That's why everything you deals with management of people. All your topics are under management of people, not so. Problems associated with this, they're the hardest resource to manage. Okay. Then another one is labor, then time and raw materials. Okay, but as we are interested in human resource, in brackets. Sometimes it's called labor, another it's called people. Okay, so now what problems are associated with the people that we manage? What problems are associated with the people that we manage? Okay, one, timekeeping. Don't you have a topic on timekeeping? People are poor time managers. Okay, that's one. So it is a topic. Then two, emotions. Don't you have emotional intelligence as a topic? Okay. Then three.
Interacting.
Another one, poor communication. Don't you have a topic known as communication? Then another one is organization. People have issues around Baganda. So how do you solve that? Teamwork. Okay, you get it now. Okay. Another problem associated with people, poor customer care. So now you can look at the topics you had in management. They are these ones. Okay. Then another one is poor structure, but it also can fall under organization. Okay. So these are the topics you had in management. Okay. It also now other topics you had are ways of solving these problems. How do we solve the organizational issue? We have team building, we have delegation, but they are topics that you had also. Okay, we have motivation. You get now, you see how it comes in. Okay, so now what should we start with on that?
People, since it's like
okay, so we've seen the problems as what people have. Okay, sometimes they are known as management challenges. Okay, management challenges. So how to solve these challenges? Okay, now you were studying how to solve challenges. Okay, maybe another problem we have is technology. Stroke, some people call it change. Okay, change, because people don't want to change. It's another problem we have. Or even when you get someone from Masaka, okay, to get someone from Masaka, no mujamu Masaka, you get it? You get someone from Nasana, that person will stay with his or her Nasa. Because people don't agree that we have to change. Once the society changes, you should also change. Failure to change, change will change. Ask what happened to BlackBerry, what happened to Samsung, what happened to Sony Ericsson. Those guys refuse to change. Okay? When you look at the market, Samsung is just adopting change. But ask the company that was making BlackBerry. Because for them, they thought they have the most expensive phone with their pesos, very tiny, like nothing. Yeah, when we have smartphones, how can we go for tiny pesos? So this guy said, no, we are not changing. And when they tried to change, they made a smaller screen with the pesos as well. But we had shifted from the pesos thing. But these guys refused to change. So change decided to change them, and they had to leave market. Simple as that. Same applies to Sony Ericsson, the same route. Look at how many phones do you find on market? Smartphones for Nokia. You get it? But now Samsung decided, they said, "Sir,
It has many
we have to
brands.
change." Now Samsung is following the iPhone. They have different series. Okay. Techno can Techno has iPhones, has Samsung, has everything. Okay. So let's get back. Okay. So now when you are dealing with management, you don't need to read a lot. You read smart. You read smart. Okay. You read smart. So now let's deal with these management challenges. Let's start with organizational challenge. Okay. Organizational challenge. Okay. Organizational challenge. This basically deals with the structure. Okay. The structure is management. So now, in your work, you had a management structure which had a pyramid. Not so? It had a pyramid. So where you have issues of structure, the first thing is to create a strong structure by creating what we call management structures. Sometimes they are known as management levels. So we have top managers, middle, bottom line. But each manager has his or her own duty. Okay? You see, indirectly dealing with delegation. You get it? Okay? So now, let's deal with that pyramid. So the first at the top, we have what we call top managers. Who is a top manager? Okay? These are the final decision. So first ask yourself, now in our year, our question, we don't know what it required. Me, I wrote everything I knew in management. I think it is here. I don't know what I answered up to now, but I passed. Okay, but just tell me, Council, what did you write? I leave there and then. Okay, so let's go. I'll get, when I get the question, I'll show it to you guys. Okay, let's go. Okay, it says, okay, so when you look at that pyramid, at the top we have what we call top managers. Who are the top managers and what are their duties as top managers? Who is the top manager at the back of here? The director. So that means the decisions of the director are final. So when you are dealing with this, ask yourself, okay? So top managers, what are their duties? Okay. One, their basic duty is to create context of change. Context of change. Those guys sit up there, they said, we are doing this. So for you guys to sit here, you suffer, the directive come, you have the paper tomorrow. She want to breathe, they said no. Okay. Why? They have, and then they also set objectives. Okay. They set objectives of the entity that this is what we want. Okay. Then another one, they do what we call monitoring of the business environment. That's why the director was rare, but you saw him in orals because he cares about you. You have to come to monitor how are the students performing. Are we having a positive, okay? Is positiveness in there, okay? Because he has to monitor the oral environment. Are people well presented in orals? Okay. Okay. Then also to supervise what we call middle managers. They also supervise middle. So that means middle managers report to
Top manager.
So now, when you are dealing with LDC, top managers, we have one, the director, the deputy director, head backers, and deputy head backers. That is the top line. That's why if they are communicating anything, you see the head backers will come. Okay? Because you rarely see the director communicating. So the head backers will always appear. Okay? Then the second one is what we call middle managers. Middle managers. Okay? These middle managers, they are also relevant. Okay? They are relevant. Okay? How are they relevant? The middle managers. Okay? One, their main duty is to allocate resources. Allocate resources. When we use the structure of LDC, the first one in the middle line is who? Academic registrar and the assistant academic registrar. Okay. Followed by head subjects and deputy head subjects. You see how the timetables come out. Okay. Academic registrar signed the timetable. Who sends the timetable?
Deputy head back.
You get it. Now their second duty is to implement. Okay, is to implement. Okay. When you are sending complaints regards your sitting arrangement, who was communicating? Okay. Okay. Then another one is to coordinate different departments. To coordinate, because you see, all lecturers report to the academic, all student affairs are reported to the academic. So because they do coordinate, okay? Then another duty is to implement what has been agreed upon. Okay? Okay? Then you can also set supervise bottom line managers. We are dealing with the structure. Because if you don't have a good structure, you can't manage. Okay? Bottom line. Okay? Then another one, we have what we call bottom line stroke first line managers. Okay? So these are the last ones. The one is on a daily basis. They are our darling PAs. Okay? Yes. Okay? They are our darling PAs who give you simple questions. They want you to pass. Okay? Okay? So, ask yourself, these managers, what are their duties basically? Okay? To monitor. Okay? It is to monitor and reward performance. Yeah. Akola. Okay? That's why, did you guys vote best PA of there? I know the award is going to someone. Okay? Last year, the deputy director said, I know you can't choose me. Because you are sad.
Corporate, yeah, I know it.
Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Okay, so then another one. Okay, another one is to teach a first entrance. Okay, at the entry level. Okay, to teach first entrance, and then to make detailed schedules and operating plans. Okay, so now you see you are trying to solve the problem of a structure. Okay, when you look at the paper of 2021, that was their question. It required that only. Okay, yes, it required that. Then which other way can you deal with the structure thing? Which other way? Delegation. Let's go to delegation. Okay, no, we are dealing with the organization because we have the problem of organization. So how do you solve it? One, creating a good structure, which we've seen. Then two, by dealing with delegation. Delegate. Okay, delegate, go to people. But you people think if you delegate, they are going to take your clients. That's what happens in law firms. That's why senior counsel, they don't want junior counsel to go and talk to the client. Okay. Okay, let's go for delegation. So, what do you understand by delegation? Okay, what do you understand by delegation? What do you understand by delegation? Okay. Okay, so delegation, this is where the principal assigns his or her duties to another person. His or her duties to another person. Assigns his or her duties to another person. Okay? Because now, if you want to see that people want to work, some family leaders can be on you as if they own the entire purpose. Because they delegated them some powers, but man, yeah. Okay. You have family that's why a problem. But because of what? But when they don't even do work, but they can ask, edit. This group is unserious. He's in the back. Why? Okay. He knows you will do what is required. Okay. So delegation. Okay. Because PAs can't come in your inboxes asking for work. So what they do, they delegate those duties. Okay. They delegate those duties. Okay. So now ask yourself, what are the advantages of self-style? Okay, self-style. Okay, Okay, another one. It promotes teamwork.
Yeah.
Then
You achieve more.
it promotes effective. Then it promotes efficiency. Okay, efficiency and effectiveness. What's the difference? Because you have to at least give fresh on this. What's the difference between the two? Effectiveness, you work within the objectives. Then efficiency, you do something smartly without struggling. Okay. Okay. Then another one.
You achieve more.
Okay, achieving more. You achieve more. Okay. Then also it reduces on competition. It reduces on competition. Okay. Once you effectively, once you delegate, okay, and then you say this person has some good skill. Once you are sure that I'll outcompete those guys in the business, okay, because now you've seen you have potential people, okay. Then another one,
it increases self-esteem
okay,
and confidence.
it increases confidence and self-esteem in employees. When you're leaving home, just tell your daughter, you will find when she has picked some there.
Sure.
True. Mommy said I should do this, and you don't want to listen. She will show you power. So now this person will be confident in Sobola. Now at the end of the year, you will see her becoming a head prefect. She thinks the school is the home. Okay? You get it? Because of delegation. Okay? Then another one, increases and self-esteem. Okay? Then another one,
Greater job satisfaction.
it creates job satisfaction. Creates job satisfaction. It will get done. Don't worry. Rashid is there. Okay? Rashid is there. Okay? It will get done. But you have circumstances where you can't even think of it will get done. You may collapse for no good reason. When you don't have good people to delegate. So delegation is simple. Okay? Then barriers. Why do you think people don't want to delegate?
Lack of trust.
Okay, so lack of trust. Okay? So people say, me, I can't send my best friend to my husband.
Sure.
Yeah. You are not around, your best friend is there. You tell her, you take the flowers to her, here will call it.
Aye.
Yeah. Make some gifts for her. Because of lack of trust. Okay? Some of you, when you were leaving home, the maids their contracts were terminated for no good reason until further notice. Because of lack of trust. Okay. Then another challenge.
Not enough time.
Another challenge. Not enough time. Okay. Not enough time. Say, we don't have time, Yes. Now you see delegation, you may delegate someone. You get it? Okay. Then yes, because these are barriers. The things why people don't go for delegate. Then another one is low self-esteem. You can tell someone you're beautiful, you can stand up and speak to people. Get it? Just tell someone. Okay? They go in front of the auditorium. You see? If I say, they have low self-esteem. So I tell someone, today you're going to lead us in prayers. Now they start saying, have a brush on this one. This one is vibing. My English is from Tunamo. No. Okay? Why? You have low self. Once you believe in yourself, you will start, things will start working out. Okay, then another one, lack of enough resources. Okay, because some things require, because if you delegate me, sometimes I need car transport to go somewhere, but people don't want to give up their transport, baluma. Okay. The men of these days don't want to give out transport fee. And once we give out these women, they eat the car transport. So trust is too low. Okay. You see? So we can't go for delegation because people don't have enough resources. Okay. Then another one is lack of experience. You don't have experience. Okay. Learn from there. Learn from there. Then also fear. Fear. Oh, they tell you go in the state house. Now kila even known as ever met the chairperson. So why? He's also human like us. Meet him Gamba to say no Gamba. Very simple like that. Okay? Very simple person. Okay. Then we have jealousy. Oh, ask ladies. That's why all maids are no longer parenting during this season. Okay? So you find it difficult. Okay? Because people are jealous. Okay? So if I send this one will do this one will do this, so it will become another problem. Okay? So it will become really difficult because people are jealous. Okay? Hey.
Fear to lose jobs.
Okay? Then, if not that, okay? If not dealing with delegation, what other way can you also deal with organization? The organization challenge, we are dealing with the challenge of organization. So we've looked at the structure, we've looked at delegation. Now another way you can follow that by creating, let's go to teamwork now. Okay, you are solving the organizational structure issue. Okay.
Team together, everyone achieves more. That's what team is. Everyone achieves more.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to teamwork. Okay. What's a team in the first place? Okay. What's a team? Okay. Teamwork. Okay. Teamwork. Okay. So a teamwork is just basically that small number of people who can work together. But people have issues with the teamwork. Me, I don't work with this. Me, I don't work with this one. Okay. So, what are the importances? What are the different? We have different types of teams. Okay, because we create these teams according to what is there at that time. Okay. Different types of teams. Have you ever had a function? So have purpose team. Okay, you have something you want to achieve. For that particular purpose, you create a small team. Once you achieve the purpose, it ends there. Okay. Okay. Then you have structure team. The structure team is actually, when you look at the purpose team, they are always temporary. After that, it ends there. Then the structure team, it's permanent in most cases. Okay, because it is within our structure. Okay, the structure team. Then we have durational teams. Okay, you have WhatsApp groups, team Oros. You started saying exit. Okay. Okay. You have team passing the backwards. Yeah, Charlie, go. But wait around August. You get it. You have teams. Team 6 p.m. The backwards can make it. Okay. Team passing corporate and commercial. Okay. So those structures. Okay. Then we have membership. Okay, membership teams. Okay, where you pay some subscription because you have the same goal you want to achieve. Okay, we have Uganda Law Society, we have East African Law Society, we have Uganda Women Lawyers Association. Okay, so now any of those teams can be created. But why are we creating them? We are solving the problem of organizational challenge. Very simple. Okay. Then another one, and under that we have what we call importances of teamwork. Importances of teamwork. Why would you have teamwork? Okay. Now the importances of delegation are the same. Yes. Don't even waste your time. They are the same. Okay. The importances of delegation are the importances of teamwork. Okay. They are the same. Now, what challenges do we face in creating good teams? Most of the challenges, the other side, are the same challenges here. Okay. Challenges of team building. We have emotions. You have a crush on someone. No, I don't work with that person. So what? Okay. You're going to eat on your crush. They will crush on someone else as well. Okay.
Delegation.
With delegation, basically. But you have emotions here. Okay. Just put people who are dating in the same corner. They waste our time for no good reason. They will be having everyone looking at the other, work will not be done. So the purpose of that team will not be achieved. Okay? That explains why when you look at those media platforms, they don't allow. They don't allow. Even banks. Okay? They don't allow. Okay, so then let's look at okay, we are looking at the barriers. So another one we have is background. Baganda say plus we don't work with Basoga. Basoga say Baganda big-headed. They have a yai, they are not trustworthy. So you make a team of those two, you'll face it rough. Okay, you'll face it rough. Okay, people say if we deal with Katoro, they are slow. Now you ask yourself, what should we do? Okay. Okay. What else?
Communication.
So we have poor communication. We have poor communication. Okay? We have people here, when they get annoyed, when they send messages while deleting, because they are annoyed, they say, I want to talk to him, I'm annoyed. Continue being annoyed. Someone will make him or her happy by force. Okay? Even if you are annoyed, send money. Because that is the best way of communicating. Money.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not saying that. Okay. Okay. So then another challenge:
Lack of resources.
Lack of resources, lack of trust. Okay. Muntu yali akulumya ku ssente bamuteeka mu kagroup kosonda ssente. Era Aisha oyo yatuba ssente ku campus omubuwala. Okay. Okay. And okay. So now maybe the procedure of forming a team, basically it's not so much that at this time. Okay. Then and also structure, because after creating these structures, you have to understand how are they performing. Then that takes what we call performance. Okay. Performance what? Performance and reward. Okay. You've created these things, you've given them work, you've delegated, you get it. Now you want to see how do these guys perform. Okay. Are we progressing or we are not progressing? Okay. It is performance and reward. So when you look at this, you have to understand, okay, are these guys performing well? Okay. Should I reward them? Because these teams we create, people need to be motivated. And how do you motivate them? You monitor their performance and then reward them. Okay. We have people here, Chief Justice Award. Okay, because there is someone who got the 2M last year. They are saying just equal. Why? They are motivated by the other. So whenever you reward, now you know the importance of reward. Okay, we have schools like St. Lawrence. The best student is given a car. So people read the books. Hey, someone here is reading for 2 million, the graduation day, and that award. Okay. Yes, the chief examiner's reward comes with 2 million. Okay. Okay. Then we have best students in corporate, best student in civil, best student in moting. Now,
There's a much competition.
You see, because of motivation, you say, they would have told me I show them in corporate and commercial.
True.
Okay.
So, performance
Okay.
management.
So now, when you look at performance and rewards, the first thing you deal with is performance, because you first monitor whether the performance is okay, then you reward. So you first look at performance. Okay. So how do we manage performance? Yes. How do we manage performance?
Thanks, feedback.
One,
Where they give you rate this one.
by getting feedback. Getting feedback. The person you delegated, okay, you have to tell them, please. Okay. Then also by setting time zones, that within this time, this should be done. So within that time, you can set down how far. What's the I have not yet eaten. Cancer, you notice flagship. Law firms don't give food. Didn't you carry your food? No, cancer, I was broke and our grandfather swallowed the pound. Okay, so you get it. Then another one, how to deal with monitoring. Okay. Another one is monitoring. That's why when we are dealing with teamwork, you have someone at the door to supervise these guys. I gave you just leave home. You tell your firstborn, make sure I find this home clean and everything. Supervise. You'll see energy. Okay? Why? She has been given the power to supervise. So for you, when you come, you first move around. That is the supervision. Okay? Then you say, Hajara, come. I said I find this and this and this done. What happened? Now they see. Now she's going to give you feedback. It's how it moves. Okay. I told Kipura to clean the state. The broom doesn't want to sweep. Now she's giving you feedback on how. Okay, and why things didn't work out. Okay. Then you start telling them, I've spent 2 hours. That's the time frame you gave them to do things. But because now she's giving, because you supervise, you've monitored, now you have feedback. Okay? That's how we are managing now. We are looking at now, we want to see. And you also set the time frame. Okay? Then what else? Another how we manage these things.
Recognize and reward the
We have, okay, that one is the last one. Okay. Once you see that things have worked out, then you go for recognition. Waverly, thank you for monitoring. You give your kid 5K. Next time, I get back. Now you see how it happens. You've monitored and realized that work was done the right way. Now, thank you. Next time. You have a problem. We've got another problem to deal with. Okay? Why? Because this recognition, okay? Recognizing, you know how it feels like. It feels good, okay? You know, I have a colleague of mine. What had happened? Why are you Musajia? I can't tell. Okay, so she went, okay, to the boyfriend's home. Okay, she went, okay, to the boyfriend's home. She cleaned, she mopped everything. Okay, ironed the clothes and organized. So when the guy came back, so the guy just sat and started watching TV. So now the guy was like, so you've not seen that I've cleaned and ironed your clothes? Said, why? She felt she has not been recognized. Okay? And she said, you get it? Why? Because of failure to be recognized. So once you are recognized, you feel the energy that, then you go. Okay? So under management, recognition and reward is the best. Okay? Why did they reward people at LDC here? Someone has just said, I wish I knew. In corporate and commercial from day one. Now they didn't tell people that we have best performer in corporate, in civil, in land. Okay? They would have told them and they show them fire. So you see those variations. Okay? So now we have done management, okay? Then you have rewarded and you have recognized. what are the importances of recognition? Okay, what are the importances of management? Okay, what are the importances of management or benefits? One, it increases effectiveness. Okay, just Habi sends you a mobile man, you know, has reason, eh? Not take out being smart. Yeah, enjoy kwambala nya. Okay, you may put on 4 hijabs at once because Habi sent a message with smart. Because Islam says, marry that person you look at and feel happy all the time. So you've looked at Hajat in the morning, kabaya keiko. So what you do is send a message, at least 100K. Thanks for being smart. That's not a reason. Abaya masabwe. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, let's go on. Okay, then another one is a planning. Okay, is a planning. Okay, it also helps in planning. It helps in planning. Okay, then another one, accountability. Is the accountability. Okay, then it increases efficiency. Then it increases effectiveness. Then also improves on focusing. Okay, focusing. You know how employees can focus on something because they know they are rewarded at the end of the day. You don't know how it feels like. Okay, just this name, just take a mere thank you. Hey, I will also sing girls and Nazareth sing. But Ugandan women, they don't. Okay. Okay. Then another one. Okay. Another one. It improves on confidence. Okay. It improves on your confidence. Also improves integration of employees and the company. When you feel connected, you know how Arsenal fans feel connected to their team. Even if the elephant is falling down, they have hope. Eh? Even if we bury the elephant, they say, no, now move. That integration, okay? So once you are rewarded, you feel integrated to the company, okay? Don't feel like these guys of Chelsea. What if those guys don't want to be football players? I know this person there. Okay, you get it. So now, how many topics have we covered? When you check on your reading list, the things we've covered. But when we are dealing with only one problem, which was organizational challenge, we've covered different things under that. So the biggest ever you guys spell feed management, you read okay, today you read performance and reward, today you're reading change, today you're reading communication, today you're reading customer care, today you're reading teamwork. Just analyze that if I'm dealing with the organizational challenge, how do we solve organizational challenge? That we have teamwork, we have dedication, performance and reward, and then structure. So read those so that by the end of your reading, even if they wake you up, but you read something which is not interlocking. Okay, so that's why they told you that when you are dealing with management, you have to read smart. Okay, you have to read smart. So now we've solved our first problem. Now let's go back to the problems we have in management. We had another, the second problem was after the organizational challenges. We had poor communication. So let's go to communication. Okay, let's go to communication. Let's go for communication. When we are dealing with communication in management, we deal with effective communication, not mere communication. So you first ask yourself, what is effective communication? Okay, what do you understand by effective communication? Okay, this is the we have that picture definition, sending and receiving of messages. But here, that is communication. But you want effective communication. Okay, that's what is effective communication.
The expression of views and ideas that are used.
Okay, so what is effective communication? So we say effective communication, this is the sending and receiving of messages with its intended purpose. Because if the intended purpose is not achieved, you know, the challenge is with the delegation. You send someone, you take your information somewhere, the information does not reach, or it reaches when it has issues. Okay? There is a way the director was explaining that, showed us some video. Okay? Where you get, this guys had a map. Okay? So they were lining behind each other. So you write on your colleague's back. Okay? You start, you say, you write, I need money. Okay? Because you can't tell that someone is writing this. Then you also write what is written. Okay? Instead of I need money, this one may write, I need a monkey. Okay? Because you can't feel when someone is writing, remember that this is I, this is L, this is O, this is V, this is now. This one write, I love monkey. Then another one will write, I love mango. Then another one will say, what is this? We'll write one. Yes. You just try it. You try it and see whether it works. So why? We have, those are barriers of effective. Because the first person will not receive that information the same way. Trust me. Okay. If not, you just tell someone here to send. You tell this one that you say this. You tell that by the time it comes here, it will be something different. Why? Okay, so that means the information we are moving on, it has not reached effectively. Okay, it has not reached effectively. Okay, so now, what are the barriers of effective communication? What are the barriers of effective communication? Okay. One, language barrier. Language barrier. Language barrier. Okay. For us in Uganda, we say Omumbeja. Then in Itesot, I don't know. That's king. That's king. Okay. In Lusoga, how do we say? You see? So communication. The first time you have is language. Then another one, communication. Okay. When we shout here, people online will not understand what I'm talking because of noise. Okay. Because so noise is also. Then another one is mode. The model of communication. Everyone has a grandfather who doesn't want to talk on the phone. You buy them the phone today, gets lost tomorrow. Okay? They don't want. Or every family they have that stubborn relative who has that issue of communicating on phone. Okay? About how the demons speak there. And they have the same characteristics. Why? Because sometimes, for example, for you are okay to use WhatsApp, but is your granddad okay with WhatsApp? Okay? So for you communicate via WhatsApp. Now I take TikTok. Some of us are not good at TikToking. Okay? You say, nothing new one. So the mode of communication you are using, some people don't deal with it. Okay? You tell someone, I sent you a post. You get it. Okay? Why? The mode you are using, people here who spend years without opening their email. Okay. Okay? Because every day you have to check when I'm appearing tomorrow. And you know what is funny? Regardless of this pressure, some of you don't check. You on the group. You get it. Why? But the mode of communication I tell this is via email. But we have legends who have never opened their emails. They are going to end the backwards. Okay, just ask them what is your username. You get it. Okay. You want to access something on your email, you go to Tony. What email you have it in your phone. So why? The mode of communication they are using is not favorable to you. So communication won't be effective. Okay. Then another one, another challenge, gender. Yeah. Gender. You know that you have some platforms for women. Okay. We have some platforms for women. And then also, for example, I'll give you an example. In Islam, women can't lead prayers, no, so okay. So now, if that gender is not allowed to stand in front and communicate, you see how communication will be hard. Okay. Then another challenge, emotions. Yeah. Okay. You get annoyed, you block your husband everywhere. Continue blocking. Someone is unblocking. because of emotions. Okay, so emotions have issues. Now, then also, we have bias. We have bias. Some of you have bias on certain subjects that corporate. You'll never, even if you have the best PA in corporate, you will never understand. You say, "Ah, over you get it." That's how you guys enter the accounting and taxation classes. You were already biased. So once you enter, Serif comes automatically because you prepare your mind that can you never. So you get your corner. Now, do you feel the corner now? You feel the corner very well now. You learn those digits, whether you like it or not. But why? Mr. Akena was teaching because you people had bias on that unit. I was also under the same caliber. I know what it takes. Okay. Then another challenge.
Use of offensive language.
Use of abusive language. Okay. Use of abusive language. And then we have another one, what we call another challenge of communication. You people, you are doing something on a daily basis, but you just don't want to deal with them.
Remember emojis.
Okay. Then we also have distance. Distance. Okay. People who are online here, some of them are in Lira, others are in Marara. Okay. But the network has issues. Why? The distance is extremely, okay. You have boyfriends from cover. You call him, instead of say 100,000, 100,000, 10,000, he sends 10,000. May I had 10,000. Okay, why? Okay, because of the distance. So some waves do not work perfectly well. Okay, and then another one, failure to appreciate the audience you are communicating with. One thing I appreciate about Mzee, okay, you see when Mzee is going to address, he first asks one of our image, whether you like it or not. Afuna ebigambo byebi n'atuuka n'abaganga yo wagwan nga Mzee atuye akavuluwa. Okay, when in was it 2016 elections, and at that time music was booming, Besigye had Toka Basiako. He said, okay, so now this is the game. He understood the assignment that the people I want now, what is booming is each candidate has a song. Penkoni. You get it? So he understood the audience, what they want. So he used to come with his Penkoni. Okay? Once he reaches somewhere, they play Penkoni concert. Even if he doesn't speak, it is enough. Okay? Same applies to this. When Kyagulanyi is going to address, he first asks himself, the people I'm going to communicate with, what do they want to hear? Sometimes not what they are supposed to hear, but what they want, what excites them. He gets his book of Nelson Mandela. Says, when he was going to court, he read that book of Mandela. So when they told him, how do you plead? He said, Your Worship, I'm not on trial, but this honorable court is on trial. Reason, the entire world is seeing you. Okay? Oppressing poor Ugandans by imposing unfair taxes. Why? At that point, that's what Ugandans wanted to hear. He knows how to pick the audience. He just gets to know what do they want to hear. When he's going to the university, he knows university people want to hear this. Now, When he goes to the elder, he says, but Jaja, you people, you fought. Okay? You raised us, but we have not yet given you back. The reason is they have always told us that we are the future presidents, but the president is also in our future. Why? That's what they want to hear. But once you tell him to talk about the economy, depreciation, GDP, you say, now becomes now. Why? Okay, that's not his. Tell him talk about homosexuality. I'm married. Okay, I'm married. So that is it's a clear indication. But communicating effectively, because he knows the implication, you get it. So when you are going to address, know the people you are going to address before you start. Because at the end of the day, you will fail to communicate. Okay? Then what else? Do you have another challenge? Okay? We have what we call misinformation. Now, you see WhatsApp. Okay? Some of you have what we call common words in your on your keyboard. Okay? Hey. Have you ever sent your mom honey? That one is okay. You're typing honorable. Okay? It brings honey. Because of those words you use. Because once it's called the suggestion, because you are busy thinking of something different, it gives you suggestion, the person enter. So on looking at what you've sent, you want to delete, but the person has WhatsApp GB. These girls, you are sending a message somewhere different. It lands on someone different. Now you see victims. I saw something. There is a certain father who was sending new pics to the girlfriend. So the guy is thinking that this father had a girlfriend. He sent in the WhatsApp group of church. And the plan, and he did exit the one who served by phone. So you get it? Miscommunication, misinformation. You can send the information to a wrong recipient. You never heal. Yeah. You know, you may be having random chats. You have different people chatting with immediately. So now someone sends you a message. You're planning to meet someone. Now you send it to Mama Wavad. Yeah. Now you say, will I go back home? But I'm such a type of bala kafiza. Okay? You're telling your boyfriend, okay? You're telling him, honey, thank you for the time. I really loved it. Hope to see you next week. Okay? I'll tell dad that I'm going to see grandmother. Don't see me kill dad. I know. You feel that the ones they was yo. Omusanga to be covered of parts. You get why? Miscommunication. So once you miscommunicate, it's a very big barrier. Okay? A very big barrier that you never heal of. Okay? So then, after that, ask yourself, what is the relevance of effective communication? Okay? What's the relevance of effective communication? Okay? Okay? One, it helps you get feedback from your competitors. These ladies are wise. If they want to tell you that you're ugly, they don't tell you. They tell your friends. And then you're bypassing them. You get it? Okay? You tell the friend that So when you bypass them like this, the information will get there. So you get it. This is how it helps to get feedback. From, okay. Say, you get it. So it helps you get feedback. Then another one, okay. Another one, it helps you match the competition. It helps you match the competition. Okay? It helps you match the competition. That competitiveness. Okay? Then also, what else? It improves effectiveness. Okay? Effectiveness. Then another one, it increased efficiency, time management, then easy management of employees, then innovation, then
Better working relationship.
better working relations. I just go home. Natural communication. Read somewhere, want to eat. Get out, cause a big headache. Oh, you know, I'm going to Chinese. Never this heaven can provoke, but you never see heaven. Leave heaven for men. Okay? So then, after that, ask yourself, how can you improve communication? Okay? How can you improve communication? Okay? How can you improve communication? Okay? How can we improve communication? One, by practicing. See those guys who work in customer care. I have a colleague, they practice. Wake up in the morning, say, hello, good morning. I am so and so. Whom am I talking to? Negative never position. Bukote. You get it. Okay. Others, when they pick, you go for breathing competition. No one speaks fast. Because it is a prime number, now it's just going to be another. That's what the number. Yeah. One, no. Ask yourself, what are we communicating? Okay? Okay? So you get it. So, such you people never see heaven. Okay? They will say one is practicing, then another one choosing the appropriate mode. You're together. What you waste about email? Go on, go car so email. Okay? You leave it. Okay? Okay? Then understanding your audience. Okay? Then making research. Then giving appropriate titles. The dear sir, madam. Okay? Protocol observed. Yeah. People who used to debate, they used to first go for those threatening words. August House. Honorable debaters, you get the new answer, Okay. Then another one, appropriate dress code. Yeah, these women. Eh? Ojangu yambadde ekivaava pakatiba buno bufuddewa. Eh? We've seen problems in this world. But God is saying here, imagine the way God made things simple for Adam. Dress code wasn't necessary. But nowadays, we have clothes for weekend, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. Then another one, proper timing. Before you, mulimu abantu nga tomugamba kintu mu lunch time nga tannalya. Yes, people, you don't know how hunger feeds people. Okay, proper timing. Okay, we have people when you said me, when it comes to I can't communicate. Okay, you say again when your classes exceed 2 hours, timing gave full. Ask those who go for classes after lunch. Okay, then those with evening classes, again, you get it, because the timing is wrong. So the timing of communication is, you find this Hajat, she has just lost her dear husband. You come with a proposal after the marriage. You get it? The timing isn't. So sometimes the communication will not be effective because of poor timing. Okay? Someone asks for money, you will not yet send. And you're sending, hello baby, good morning. Baby, 1 more days are matter. So you get it? So timing is so paramount, okay, when you are communicating. Then let's look at what we call different mediums of communication. Different mediums of communication. Okay? 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 So then we have Facebook, Twitter, haters, WhatsApp. Okay, we know this. Phone calls. Okay, phone calls. etc. Okay, now you've dealt with communication and everything, but now ask yourself, in these modules of communication you've looked at,
like which symbol? Which one? Like something like it, or maybe maybe it's totally
okay. So now we've said that in these modules you've seen, sometimes we are busy, we are not able to pick calls by ourselves, and we have businesses. Under those businesses, we have a department known as customer care department. Then that takes us to customer care. Okay, that takes us to customer care. Tuziwadde tugenda tulina WhatsApp, Facebook, phone calls, face-to-face communication. Okay, so that takes us to customer care. Okay. Okay, so customer care. So now, first and foremost, what are the characteristics of a good customer care? Okay, everyone has ever called you here. Yeah, was that speak and how you speak. So you qualify to work in customer care, or you do? So now let's look at characteristics of a good customer care. 1, patience. Remember the guy in during the lockdown, guy who called air, Lord, you're talking to Brenda. Whom am I talking to? I kakati zemba dengamba ku sente mama nabbanja zagenda okuwa tubadde sinaba nsooke mumboleko bwe zijja mutemekesa mukkiriza oba tokkiriza. You remember that call? But regardless of how you come, these guys are so patient with you. They talk nicely. Okay? Naye gubaganya bugani kuwa kase chichi. You get it? Okay? Then another one, okay? Another good character, another characteristic. Regardless of them being patient, what else do they have? They are good listeners. They are good listeners. Bambi bawuliriza. Kwatidako katono fune wempandiika. Sindika message nesina gawulira. Ugandans. Okay. Then another one, another characteristic.
Available.
They are always available. Bagam, what did I go? Always, you can't fail to get. Okay, even if you call it in the night, that's why they have what you call different shifts. But now, never simu z'abantu bw'aba alina gy'akyadde bombardier ne bw'omunoonya oba akola why bw'aba avudde wa Haji ng'alina gy'alaze aye katulina disappearing messages. Okay, then another one. Okay, good acting skills. Okay, good acting skills. Bo oba mulwadde oba mulamu bambi abajja kola ki ajja kubaawo ebatalina kyakukola. Then another one, they are tolerant. Yeah, wano mupera kubirako obukubizi nga wa sebo omwagala kola mumanya. Okay, but for them they don't care. Oba okubi oli mufere oba oli okay, it is okay. Bajja kugumiikiriza nga wo. Okay, I remember another guy yakuba. So the girl was talking nice nanga nyawo mbadde nsaba ku namba yakubireko biseera bye eby'eddembe sinmukuwulirize. Then the girl replied, munange tekikirizibwa mu mateeka agatukkiriza nsaba kunsonyiwa kale nkusonyiwa naye mpaku yaniyimbawo kale nja kuba nzije nkulabe. You get it? But yeah, okay, those things happen. Okay. Those things happen. Then another one, ability to handle pressure. Hey, Bali basindiseko sente ku simu bakugamba zizze toziraba. Okoche gwe tebikwa naye okwa mukasoma kandamu olukwata bwati ogamba kamba kubire layini kyabo ngenda kimenya n'otandika tukoye data oba mu mulya buli mutubuulire n'akateekako airtime simulaba layini kyamwe nkikoye ngenda kimenya munange kwatikiryako obadde n'asirika n'akulinda bw'omala okay n'akukakanya kale aye nga jagamba onootusonyiwa ku nsonga eyo naye asagamba ono akkiriza nti bakoze kiri nga bamulidde tagenda kudda. Okay. So you get it. Okay. Those guys, they know how to deal with pressure. Okay. Bakubanja kubanja. Notandika obutakwata masimu. Ne batusena. Just a pressure kill this world. Tochakwata masimu musira. So only busy. Okay. Then another one is speed in response. Speed in response. Okay. Speed in response. Okay. So these guys respond very fast. Okay. But go how faster over olemwa. Okay. Okay, you start thinking between and over manja. Okay, but those guys, they respond immediately. Okay, so what we've not looked at, what haven't we looked at in management? We have emotional intelligence, we have change, and time management. Okay, so in our tomorrow's class, we are going to look at those. We do the questions and then we do trial advocacy as well.
We did go and listen to the audio.
Okay, it's there on our YouTube page. Okay, yeah, it's there on our YouTube page. Okay, so because we have people who have to do exams on Monday, we can't do the entire day. We have, and besides that, because we have to balance the board. We have accounting, so we are trying to balance the board because we had the time to read the accounting and taxation, but in class paper, okay. Now we know the benefit of copying work in time. Yeah. So let us bring this session an end. We shall start also tomorrow at the same time, in the same place, inshallah. May Allah guide us accordingly. Saba Allah bayise ebibuuzo bino abawe ekisinga obulungi ate abateeke mu abo abagenda okuva ku ofisi watakiira yenna. Assalaamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.